Hi Tom, after 2 months working in ANZ, what are your impressions?
Well, I've visited 11 cities, worked with the teams in all 11 cities, talked to 45 customers and 45 different enablement and roadshow sessions, and talked to over 300 people about what can be done with HANA Spatial and ArcGIS integration. One of the things that I've learned in talking to the customers, which are in 5 different industries: defense, utilities, energy, public sector, and mining, is that they're looking to use spatial to solve particularly difficult problems that really can't be solved any other way. So for instance, for public sector, how do I determine the risk profile of a ship based on what port it's been, where it's coming to, what kind of cargo it's carrying? This involves bringing a lot of different information together: IoT, satellite information, navigation information, and so forth. Other industries, like mining, are concerned with when the ore reaches the port. If it gets there too early, the ore has to be dumped to the side, or they have to wait. And if they get there too late, then they got to leave the ore behind and then leave. Either way, this results in a lot of extra cost. For public sector, how do I optimize delivery of services to my constituents in a city? How do I optimize transit in an area like Sydney? Other industries, how do I optimize the path of a train between the central business district and the airport? So these are all spatial use cases, and all these customers are looking for innovative ways to address these issues. And the combination of HANA Spatial with its GIS acceleration, advanced analytics, the ability to mash up data, coupled with ArcGIS's ability to create authoritative base maps and web maps and share that out and reuse that information and all of that work done on the HANA side such that any application can consume that, means that I innovate once and then share and reuse. And all of that HANA capability can be wrapped up in that base map via query layers and reused. So when you look at the combination of these two, like for energy, solar load and on the grid. So what's the impact on the grid, for instance, when I have a lot of solar panels producing electricity? I have to maintain grid stability. I now have essentially microgrids. So if there's a natural disaster or any kind of large failure, I have a number of microgrids that are powered by all these solar panels on houses. How do I manage that? Unless you have spatial in there, you can't do it. Utilities and energy producers in Western Australia trying to solve those grid issues. And agriculture in New Zealand, looking at the output of farms, looking at what optimized feed and fertilizer should be put down to maximize the yield, and being able to take weather data, IoT data, soil samples, and mash that up and be able to show that kind of information to their farmers. These are cases where spatial, and particularly HANA Spatial and ArcGIS, can be put together to address these problems. And what I've been most impressed about during my 2 months down here in ANZ is the innovative nature of the customers and their willingness to look at how to apply these to solve problems that they've been wanting to solve for a long time. And that's the reason why it's been great to be down here helping the teams and talking to the customers.